Hey guys, I'm dizzy now. Yeah. Welcome to the vlog. Million here with you. M-I-double-L-I-A-N, your ministry firebrand, iconoclast, provocateur, and resident heretic here at Dominion Fire, and about to vomit on the floor. Welcome. What I'm talking about today is I want to show you behind the scenes of a Heal the Sick podcast. Oh yeah, because it's back, right? So I wanted to show you just a little of what goes into it and how the whole process works so you get a feel for everything. So it's coming up on 1 o'clock Pacific time on January 12th. This is when I'm filming this. And here's a gentleman we're interviewing today, Matthew Morton. And him and I are chatting and working out the logistics of it now because he is in Denmark at the moment. He's from Australia, I believe, but he's in Denmark right now. And I have to do an international call, and those are weird. But my regular job outside of doing ministry work is voiceover work, as you may have seen as in the 360. And my biggest inspiration for voiceover, Phineas Ferb. And this over here is my little 3x5 box where I spend most of my life, guarded by Mike Wazowski. That's called a whisper room. A whisper room is a vocal isolation booth. You may have seen these in music studios, and I'm not going to do an extended tour, but I'll just kind of show you quick what it looks like. It's 3x5. Got my LED lights up there. I got it covered with 3-inch pyramid foam so that it's soundproof, basically. And then I got my lighting, my computer, my secondary computer, and then there's the microphone. And then I sit and manage everything here. There's all my performance-enhancing substances. And you may say, well, you're a healing minister. Why do you have all those medications? It's for performance. It's not for health. That's the secret. I'm like Lance Armstrong of The Voice. Really. True story. And then over here I have another little tablet hooked up with... Now, some of you have seen me wearing glasses in some of the photos for this stuff, and you say, Million, I didn't know you wear glasses. Those are to block out the UV light from the monitor. You know how you get eye strain after a while? Well, I sit in here sometimes 8-9 hours a day staring at a monitor. Those glasses take the edge off of that whole eye strain thing. So that's why I wear those glasses, in case you were wondering. And then there's my lights, so see? And there I am. So I'm going to connect up with Matthew now and show you what goes into this and how it all comes together. So let's go call Matthew. Every good podcast starts with coffee. Yeah. And in case you haven't heard, I should say, the perfect cup of coffee is the color of He-Man. Yes, it's true. So, get ready to call Matthew, and I was incommunicado with him over here about what's going on. So I went to go log on to Skype, and now my Skype program is throwing me an error which I've never seen before. It says an I/O disk error, and I'm like, what in the world is this about? Seriously? I was just using this like yesterday, you know? So I had to restart the computer, and you figure, you know, they have these trillion-dollar collective of software, computer companies, tech companies, Microsoft. How is it that nobody can make an operating system that when you reboot it, it comes right back up? I mean, here we are like 20 years later with all these home computers, and you still got to wait 15 minutes for the computer to restart and all the programs and all your libraries and drivers and blah. How come no one's invented a thing where you just flip the switch and the thing comes back on like right away? I mean, is it that hard? Apparently it is. So I had to reset my computer and get the Skype going, which is a whole nother issue unto itself. So I'm working on that right now because I got Matthew waiting, and he's very eager, as best I can tell, and I want to get him taken care of. So I'm trying to fire up the Skype here, and I have to make a call. He's in Denmark at the moment, so I have to make a call on Skype to like an international number. Those numbers are weird, you know. I'm like this. I'm an American, you know. I like my phone number rhythm. Ba 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 ba. That's a phone number to me. But then you see these ones from Europe, and it's like, oh, you dial 011 42 96 43 11 2 22 H. Where does that come in? Like when did they sporting hashtags in phone numbers? I don't know. Don't get it. But we're trying to connect up, as you see. That's what my screen is. You say, oh, is the camera washed out with light? No, it's just a blank white screen. Gotta love blank white screens, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, looks like I am logged in, and let's try to give him a call. So, let's hope this works a little better. You were saying that you just saw, it's 11 months of this kind of stuff. So, what else you got? Give us some more good stuff. What can you share? All right, and there's the there's the audio. So right now, see, I got everything processing. It's doing all that kind of stuff. And there's his voice and so on and so forth with that. And man, what an adventure that was. It is 2:42 in the afternoon. We were scheduled for 1 o'clock. Here's my clock up there. We were scheduled for 1 o'clock, and every Skype error you could think of, which I've never seen in my life, database input, output, disk writing errors on Skype, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Yeah, everything tried to get in the way of this. I was considering rescheduling, and I just said, come on, we got to fight through this, and we fought it out, and that was it. Got it done. So that was a pretty heavy interview. I liked a lot of that stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys get out of it. So now I got to do the production on it and get it all up and running, and that's the next step. So moving forward.
Denmark.
Hey guys,
of about 11 months in the US.
Got something to share with you. Listen.
Today to share his testimonies and his stories. Matthew Morton. Matthew, welcome to the Heal the Sick podcast. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing incredible.
Yeah, thank you so much for hanging
Yes.
with us. I appreciate it. And there's obviously
Podcast is done. Matthew Morton.
Let's get right into it.
What a phenomenal podcast this was, and here's what it all looks like. There we go. So here's what it all looks like. That is Adobe Audition, in case you were wondering, and that's the software that I lay out all the audio in. Each of these is one of the segments. This green here are the commercial breaks and my announcement. And in the beginning, those are the music in, and that's the music out over there. And then what I do is I mix it all down into one finished file that looks like that. And then what I'll do is I'll make little adjustments, like see these little differences between the spikes here. That's just volume, so this is louder than that one. And I didn't really adjust it on this one. It did need it. You trust your ear as opposed to the gauges, and it sounds a lot better. So Matthew Morton Show is in the can. Heal the Sick podcast coming at you soon. So guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out on this vlog. This particular vlog was basically just a demonstration to show you what the behind the scenes of the Heal the Sick podcast looks like. And man, today's show was never had that problem before. I had to basically reformat all my Skype stuff. I lost all my contacts, and any of the chats that I've had over the time, they're all wiped out. I had to clear out the database, believe it or not. Reinstall Skype, and it was just a whole thing. And then the recorder wasn't working. And then, excuse me, I had some money on Skype for making international phone calls because they charge for that. And it turns out that I was on the 10-cent a minute plan as opposed to the 2 cent a minute because we called a cell phone as opposed to a landline. They charge more for that. So as we're sitting there talking, I had to break out the credit card and put some more money on the show. So there was a couple of things that got in the way, a couple of near misses, but we pulled it off and we got it done. And right now it's about 3:30, and we were supposed to start today around 12:30. So here we are 3 hours later, and 3 hours of work, recording, production, editing, technical stuff, all this stuff, 3.5 hours to put together about 30 minutes of audio. So it's generally not that. It's more like 2 to 3 hours depending on the day, but this, you got to factor in for stuff like this. So 3 hours to give you 30 minutes. That should just give you an idea. Plus we had to coordinate over this week of times and scheduling and all that. So you've heard me say before that, it's a big undertaking, and, when you just enjoy the sausage, you don't see how it's made. Now you do. But, when you enjoy the end program, which, again, thank you for listening, I do appreciate it, you say, 30 minutes, it's nice and easy, but really a lot does go into it, and I'm grateful to you guys for listening, and also for our guests that hang with me through it. So that's it for today, guys. I'm going to cut it there, and just remind you that please hit the thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button, which is probably over there on YouTube if you're here. I don't know, I'm guessing. And anytime, DominionFire.com, YouTube.com, where you're at now, hopefully. Sometimes you get this on the site. So youtube.com/Dominion Fire Church, facebook.com/Dominion Fire, and my Twitter is @HealingMinister. So make sure you follow and make sure you check it out. Now I got to go get my regular work done. So off to my whisper room, into my little box, my little spaceship. Bye, everybody. Oh, boom goes Yeshua. See ya.